Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. In today's episode, the ugly baby Pics. Sold roommate's bicycle for phone bill I was blamed for. Revenge as an adult. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. The ugly baby Pics. My relationship with my grandmother is not great. I won't go into detail, but she treated me so poorly that I've had to work through stuff she did to me in therapy. I can't diagnose anybody with anything, but armchair psychologists on Reddit would probably say my grandmother is a narcissist. Stuff she's done backs it up. She did stuff to me and my mother when I was a little kid that strays into Disney villain territory. We'll leave it at that. Writing about it would dredge it all up again, and I already processed it out in therapy and would like to leave it alone now. Anyway, I have a very low contact relationship with her after being no contact for a really long time. My reasons are not family, my reasons are keeping tabs on her and another nutty-ass shit relative so they can't drop my shithead of a sperm donor in my lap when my grandparents die. He's disabled, long story, not my fault or his fault or anybody's fault really, but being disabled doesn't absolve him of being a raging asshole, so here we are. I've already researched laws everywhere applicable, and I can very easily prove both abuse and abandonment, so at least the state can't stick me with him if I don't want him. Anyway, there was some guilt tripping from relatives about why I don't send her baby pics or ever talk to her, so I decided to handle it and give her what she wanted. I started sending her baby pics. But keep in mind that this woman is horribly, insufferably vain. I know that she wants the baby pics to show off to people. She has another great-grandchild she could show off, but more babies to show off is better in her mind, I'm sure. So I started sending her the ugliest photos of my toddler that I could. Keep in mind, I don't think they're ugly. I think they're hilarious and precious. I adore them. My daughter seems to have a sense of when the camera is on her, and always pulls some kind of awful face. We get a few where she looks absolutely angelic and Instagram perfect, but grandma never gets those, just the ones where she looks like a demented gremlin. So here's the thing. I know grandma is not going to ask me for different pics, because then she would have to admit that she thinks they are ugly. If she admits they're ugly, it's like saying that someone descended from her is somehow ugly, and we can't have that. So I keep sending pics, and get absolute radio silence. No asking for pics, also no comments at all on the pics, nothing, exactly what I want. Sold roommate's bicycle for phone bill I was blamed for. Many years ago, roommates would split a communal phone bill. We also had long-distance charges applied. I was living in a house with 4 women and 1 other guy. He was the timid peaceful hippie type and I was a bit more rough around the edges type. I had the house reputation as a wild card, and I was. One thing I wasn't, is a liar. So I was caught off guard when cornered about charges not spoken for on the bill. We had a system where the bill would get passed around the house, you would highlight your calls and pay your share. This month's bill was several $100s and no one would claim the charges. I was immediately blamed because I had several friends who lived abroad and these were foreign numbers. So as I sit there getting berated by 4 women, one says she is going to figure this out and calls one of the numbers. It was a sex line. Now the girls have doubled down on me. I held my ground and wouldn't give them money. Doing so would admit guilt anyway. Several days later, I am cornered again, but met with an apology. Turns out one of them girls was recanting how bad I was to hippie guy's brother, when he tells her his brother has done this before. I was livid. Mainly because he had been sitting there all innocent while I was taking the heat. So I sold his bicycle while he was gone for a couple days and let him think someone stole it. He was super upset about it. It was an expensive bicycle at the time. It was a mid-90s Giant or Cannondale. Pretty sweet bicycle for a stinky hippie. I sold it for something stupid cheap too, like $200. Just enough to cover the phone bill. Now getting the girls to pay for their share of toilet paper would be my next challenge. Revenge as an adult. My parents were very harsh with me as a child. They recognized that they were harsh with me, and my mom has even lamented how she treated me. None of us are rich. Especially my dad. He does not save money, gives it all away to family, and buys stupid shit like broken down Volkswagens he will never fix. So now every month I send them money because I am able to. My mom, I have it set up automatically because she administers their finances and pays for food. My dad, I don't. I only send him money if he asks. And I play dumb. I tell him to wait and see if it gets deposited in a couple of days. I make him ask several times, and I can see that it embarrasses him and makes him feel awkward. And what I send him is a pittance anyway because I know he blows it. Sometimes I play dumb long enough that I don't even send it because the month is almost over. It gives me a small amount of pleasure to hold it over his head. Should I stop? Probably, but every time I'm about to finish setting up the automated transaction for him, I exit out of the bank website. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.